One and done. A new policy cuts no breaks to cops accused of lying, creeping, and drunk driving. The police chief says it's a long time coming. News 13's Katie Kim is in the Newsplex.
Jess, the stricter guidelines stem in part from a former officer who News 13 uncovered had been stalking and harassing women for years. In the past, the chief claims officers accused of misconduct were simply given a slap on the wrist. But starting tomorrow, new rules kick in, and any hint of wrongdoing, and cops could get the boot. It took this.
He's very dangerous.
A stack of complaints over several years, alleging everything from bullying to stalking against former Santa Fe Police Sergeant Michael Iskant to bring some serious changes.
First offense, and I recommend termination.
Effective tomorrow, Chief Raymond Rael says he's adopting a new zero-tolerance policy. Now any cop accused of sexual harassment, domestic violence, DWI, lying, or any felony could be fired immediately. No suspensions, no strikes.
We have to be held to that higher standard. We have to ensure that we enforce these laws, and I don't believe we can do it hypocritically.
Chief Rael, who took over last spring, points to Iskant as the prime example. In 2004, Iskant was merely suspended for about a month following a claim he pulled a woman over 5 times and demanded sex. He stayed on the force for another 8 years as the complaints stacked up. Iskant retired in February.
9.
No contest.
And last we count 10.
No contest, Your Honor.
In April, he admitted to stalking one woman and harassing 2 others, including a fellow Santa Fe police officer. He also confessed to illegally using a law enforcement database to get information about women. Chief Rael says Iskant will be the last officer who gets away with bad behavior.
I don't believe we can afford to have officers engaged in conduct that erodes the public trust.
Now the chief admits there are some officers still on the force who he believes should have been fired long ago. But he says they have already been disciplined and he can't retroactively reopen those cases. Back to you.
The chief can only make a recommendation that an officer should be fired. It's up to the city manager to make the final decision.